Think it's working. Think it's working. Move my mouse just to see. Got my laptop up. Yes! It works. Hell yeah. Yes! Woo! Been waiting for this. I'm gonna just, real quick. The time of reckoning has come, is what I'm gonna write here. The time of, not judgment. Judgment. Day of judgment. Yep. Yeah, this is how I write sentences. The day, I gotta be very specific. Has arrived at everyone. Turn off caps. Oh yeah, Twitter. Twitter. The day of judgment has arrived. Clickbait. You love to see it. I guess it's not wrong. I'm ranking shit. I'm just like exaggerating. Like that's how you get away with clickbait. You just make sure you got the excuse. Oh, I was just exaggerating. I like when you click on this, you see me judging things. But like exaggeration, mega hyperbole, it's all good. It's all good. Um, no one's arrived yet. So let's see. I am relatively sure that I've prepared everything. Uh, but you never know. Oh, wait. Quag sent me a DM. Call for the stream. Uh, I don't know. Uh, calls are a very. I don't do many Discord calls actually. Um, that's pretty rare. Maybe you could do. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe later on. Um, who knows? Okay, so a couple people have arrived. Ah, he's watching. Good. Good to know. I mean, of course he is. He knows I'm streaming. Whatever. Late? Bro, you're like... yeah. Yo, excused. You are excused, Frog. You're like 3 minutes late. No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm very... I actually nailed, the time zones and shit today. So... Because, like, yesterday, I had, like, the genius idea of streaming middle of the day at, like, probably, like, 10 a.m. EST. I think that this is a way better time to be streaming. Uh, Sneaking suspicion, obviously. Um, but also, yeah, I had to delay. Like for a moment, I thought I um, was gonna stream from like 7 p.m. at my place, but like 1 p.m. EST. But unfortunately, I was anticipating dinner. I went in a lot of time where I didn't have to like go upstairs, get food, eat, you know? Wanted to get that out of the way first and roll back streams. I grab my computer and I just chuck it behind me. Yeah, great idea. So yeah, I got all that sorted, and now I can probably stream for like 3 hours. Might be highballing it, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Um, I guess I could just start. Just get into the zone, as they say. No one says that. But yeah, okay, let's do it. So here I have, I think, 38 games. Now, all of these, some of these weren't on my script, but they were all played in, or no, no. Some of them were played after my Hololive video. But some of these were not going to be included on my actual list. Um, but I the there's no like extra production needed um to include them, so I just did that. It's like, who cares? But let's begin starting with Super Hot. Woo. Okay, this game's good. Super Hot is very good. Just putting it. Let's just keep it here. Super Hot is a very unique game. It is uh exceptionally designed. It's this fun ARG thing. Um, Great gimmick. Like it takes two very creative gimmicks of like body swapping and the time thing, which is you move and time moves at like regular speed. It's not like completely stopped, which was what I heard. Because like I thought it was gonna be like just uh time only moves if you move, and it's not that. You do have to like have a portion of precision. You can't just you need to go in with a plan, I guess. Um, and it is super fun. Uh, and it's like the perfect difficulty. It was never too hard. Except for on the final section, which was I think I died like 30 times at least. That was such a leap in difficulty, and it was insane. And I actually do have some notes. Hold up, on my laptop. Just to help me drive the discussion. But overall, and the theme of like mind control and shit. It was, like it's not original, but like it's still very cool. Oh no, I didn't note anything from Super Hot because it was at the end of the year. Uh, After November. November was the deadline originally. Welcome, Luigi, to the stream with your words of wisdom. But yeah, honestly, I enjoyed this game tons. I'll put it great because, um, I mean, I wouldn't put it excellent. It's pretty short. I know there's DLC, there's the VR version, completely different game. Sorta. It's the same game apparently, but played backwards. A very interesting gimmick. It's not just the same game. I and that last level, I have like I don't rage that often. No, that much. At such a I don't rage to the point where my parents gotta come downstairs and be like, "Holy shit, calm the fuck down! You are screaming, and the neighbors could probably hear it. It was insane." But yeah, I put it in great. It's d- it's not a long lasting game, but it is still was still a great time. Beat it in one session, but yeah. Good. Funkin'. I've actually talked about this game. I think everything I talked about on my mod video holds up. It is still a very well scored game. It's very fun. It's just casual fun, and it's still a 7 out of 10. And I mean, what do you say? Everyone likes this game, except for the ones who don't. Uh, they say the music is shit, and of course, music is the most subjective uh, piece of uh, media you could have. But yeah, popular thing bad. Uh, somehow though, it like this happens with like Mungus. It happens uh with Hololive. It happens with a ton of products that I consume. They become like worse over time. Fall Guys, yup. Like it becomes so oversaturated. Like Fall Guys, for example. Like when when a thing becomes so oversaturated, people start to like realize the flaws a lot more. And I actually didn't have that with this game. Like after having listened to a lot of really really good Lemon Demon songs, the worst I can say is that I guess the Lemon Demon songs were just okay. But like that's the worst thing I can say about the game. And also the terrible input system, which was fixed. So honestly, yeah, let's put it in great. Um, not all games are gonna be on great, by the way. Um, but would I put it above super hot? Uh, no. Okay, no. A lot of the game, of course, the game's open source, so and like I even made an entire video about it. The mods are great; they add a lot, and without that, it's just a simple rhythm game that is handled really good. And super hot is a little better than that, I'd say. Like it's way more original. It's a lot. It has an exceptionally good gimmick and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, it doesn't quite peak that, but good, great still, great rhythm game. Risk of Rain 2. Oh boy, this I haven't played a lot of this. I beat the easiest difficulty along with Frog there in the chat. Uh, I had a lot of great. It was a great time. It's very hectic, and I think the final area is dumb. I think it's like the final like chase scene after you beat the final boss. It is so precise. Like the first time we beat the boss. Um, we had no idea where to go. There was like orbs floating in the middle, and you got to go into those, and then you're warped underneath the boss arena, I think, and then you got to walk to your ship, and it's super precise. And if you don't get there in the perfect time, you're dead. And I don't like that. But otherwise, super fun, great with friends. Um, of course, there's a lot that I haven't discovered about this game. I have like 3 characters. It's a game I see myself playing to death in the future. There's a couple other games like that on this list. Uh, but should I put it? It goes uh either one of these. Definitely above these two if it goes on to great. Guilty Gear. Yeah, I did actually play that. Uh, next game is not Guilty Gear, but um, yeah, as Frog mentioned in the chat, I did play Guilty Gear Strive before I think I did. Did I? Wait. Let's check. Real quick. But either way, I'm not including that on the list because I haven't played that much. Like, not a lot at all. No. Okay. Uh, January 1st was the last time I played it, which I think. No. Okay, no, I did play before that. But I'm not including it on the list because I barely played it. 3 hours is my playtime so far, and I can't really give my opinion on it completely yet. But trust me, it's really good. I've had a lot of I've had a good time with it so far. And there's a lot of games that I did actually play in 2021 that I just didn't play enough of to like give my opinion on it. But trust me, 38 games is enough. So yeah, we good. Maybe we should start uh picking up the pace because I've ranked 3 games and we're 16 minutes in. All right, GTA 5. What do you even say about this game? It is uh one of these like I a lot of people like I don't see a lot of people like praising this game in general because like of course people that's what people think, but like most of the discussion around this game um in recent years is just, oh, I hate that they're re-releasing this game. Just make sorry, drop that. Uh just make a new one. And like yeah, yeah, they should. But like this game, it's got really fun characters. It's super satisfying. It's beautiful. Like it's a I can't remember when this game was made, but like super great visuals on my PS4. Me likey. I'm putting it on. I feel like I'm not talking enough about this game, but like trust me, dude, it's fucking GTA 5, one of the best rated games on uh Metacritic. Um Transcendent, whatever. Man, it's good. It's really good. Um The Hex. Not a lot of people know about this game. I've been praising it to death on Twitter. Let's just it is a game by the same developer behind Inscription, Daniel Mullins, sorry. Um he is uh all of his games, all 3 of his games, one of which isn't on this list because I'm a genius, of course. That's Pony Island. It's like mid, honestly. It's not even the gameplay isn't that good, but all of his games have like this cryptic ARG feel to them, and they're very sorry, they're very meta. They're very fun, pretty funny actually, and he like nails this bait and switch where he like tricks you into doing things that you don't even realize is gonna be bad, that have like negative repercussions, and then when they do, it makes complete sense. You completely get why that happened, and you're like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done that. And like this, Inscription actually doesn't have a lot of that. It has some, like uh, we'll talk about Inscription later, but this game, the Hex, is like the most meta game I've ever played. It's uh if there's one thing that it does better than Inscription, it's the meta aspect. It's a lot funnier. It's insane. Like the ending, oh my god. It's like I played this game in one session. I couldn't put I like it's only like what, 5 hours long, but Jesus Christ, those 5 hours were just good lord. It was so good, and I absolutely had an excellent time. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. Like right after I played that game, I was like, yeah, 10 out of 10. this was a perfect experience. But no, it's not like the best. It doesn't have the best gameplay ever. Um, as we'll see with Inscription, that is not only one a super good ARG, but it's also really fun. But yeah, of course, we'll get to that in like 4 games later on this list. Oh yeah, chat messages from Frog. Who do you main? I main Nagoriyuki, I think. Like I haven't played enough to about like decide a main. Like it took me a long time to decide if I to like make a concrete main in Smash. Um, like I've mained in the past Bowser Jr. and Shy Guy, uh, costume for Me Brawler because Shy Guy sadly isn't in the game. Uh, but for now, I feel really comfortable with either Nagoriyuki or Faust. Faust's my favorite character. I love him, like based on her personality. Uh, made a new. Which game? Which one of these was made by Take Two? I don't know. Um, like I don't. I didn't pay attention to when you sent that message, but whatever. Uh, Ultra Despair Girls. I'm seeing a bit of buffer. Oh, whoops. On my laptop right now. Maybe my internet connection isn't the best. Uh, but Ultra Despair Girls. This game is mid. It's like um like as I said in my previous ranking. Oh, take it was by Take Two. What? Rockstar. Wait, Take Two. Am I missing something? Am I missing something? I don't know. Uh, Ultra Despair Girls. I said my praises um to Danganronpa in the past. All that holds up. I think Danganronpa is a fantastic visual novel series. It's not a fantastic FPS series, which is why this game sort of fails. Like it's not terrible. I really like some of the characters. I think Komaru is like the only good protagonist in the series, apart from maybe Hajime, who I personally enjoyed. Um, I think Toko's a bit better. Like, of course, she is. Uh, but I didn't even. Oh, Take Two on. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Rockstar's been fucking up lately. They've been doing some shit with Red Dead Online. I heard. Um, but like I think the puzzles in Ultra Despair Girls are terrible. I didn't understand any of them, and it didn't matter. Like it barely ever mattered because like failing the puzzles had no repercussions and it had no reward if you even figured it out most of the time. And I thought the bosses sucked. I thought the FPS uh elements, no, they weren't even third person shooter. Yeah, my bad. Um I didn't like that. I thought the story was very dark. Or no, the story is very dark. Uh and I enjoyed that. Like it's a decent Danganronpa story, and I really like that they went with like younger children who are like the huge antagonists who are like fucking insane, and they're really really messed up, and I love that. That's Danganronpa for you. My laptop is buffering like crazy right now. I don't know about y'all. Um, But like all in all, it's fine. It's mid. Crush Crush. This game is decent. I've played this game for like 700. No, not 700. No, that's insane. No, that's impossible. I've played it for like um, if it weren't for me streaming this, I would play it right now in the background while I did something else. Uh, I I played it to death, and I've played a lot of idle games this year. Not all of them are on this list. Some smaller ones that I just picked up and was like, no, this isn't for me. This game was good. Uh, it's I think its progression is a lot better than the male version. We'll get to that later. And I mean, it's good. It's very bizarre. It's very weird. It's sort of self-aware, I guess. It's definitely very like nonsensical. Like there's a character who you're introduced to by explaining by her like being like, "Oh, can you pass me the spoon?" And you're like, "But there is no spoon." And then she's like, "Oh my god, my life is a lie." It's very funny. it's it's pretty it's a weird game. You should just like play it to believe it. Apart from that, decent idle game, of course. Balloons Tower Defense 6. Good God, this game is excellent. I love this game. I did not expect to enjoy this game as much as I did. I really liked the fifth game. Oh yeah, no, I forgot. This game is better than the Hex. It's like bordering on Trent. No, it's not. Excellent is good for it. Uh, this game like improves on everything. Uh, about the fifth game. It's the fifth game is the first good installment in the series. Don't at me. Um, like it's the most. It has like an upgrade system that has never been seen before in the earlier games, in the previous games, and it's super strategic and it adds so much. It adds so many options for customization and what you want to do and plans and like it's it adds so much and it's so good and the character design is great. And I've played like 30 hours of it instead of playing all the other games that aren't based on like high scores and stuff that are actually story based and I can finish. Like I've just been playing this because it's so good. I love this game. Anyways, Inscription. Here we go. Whoa, baby, this is the best game. No, it's like the second best game that I played all year. Oh my god. Okay. So I just want to like talk about this game. So it's the Hex, except the gameplay is completely different. It's a roguelike. And on top of that roguelike, or like I guess beneath the roguelike, is this RPG that has like the same gameplay, and then there's another RPG that sort of has the same gameplay, except it's different because it's hosted by some other character. And there's like it's insanely good. It's like one of the best looking games all year. It's super unique. It looks like a PS1 game. I think and it's got a super atmospheric art style, I guess too. I was gonna say OST, but that works. Sound design is insane. The ARG element is incredible, and like at the end, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but oh my god, I actually gasped at the ending, which like even before that ending scene, it was super satisfying. But that ending was like, what? because I wasn't expecting it, and that's what Daniel Mullins does so well, better than any other um indie developer. Like he's like one of my favorite indie developers ever, man. It's so good. And it's super dark, super messed up, and yeah, just play this game, man. Yeah, you should. It's good. It's really good. Also, yeah, I'm glad you aren't suffering from the same buffering that I am. Sorry for the Steam notifications. Tearaway. Oh, y'all aren't ready to hear this. Oh no. Oh, dude. Okay. So like, I need to talk about this game very respectfully because I think this is an incredibly visually stimulating game. Like, stimulating. What does that even mean? I don't know. It's a very creative. Like the visuals are super creative. They're like made out of this. Yeah, I know. Uh, I'll donate to you. In good boy points for coming to the stream, being coming to the stream frequently. Yay. Um, everyone gets good boy points. Everyone watching. Yeah, even you. But Terra Unfolded, super well, well made game in the visuals. Apart from that, and like some charming parts, and sometimes the character customization was pretty good. Apart from that, this is not a very good video game. Like, no, let's put okay for the time being. Let's put it under Ultra Despair Girls. This, I like just let's just talk about the combat, for example. The combat. This game was not designed with combat in mind. The movement and like the way you interact with the screen by using the controller in admittedly very cool ways, it feels very clunky and uh it's just a very boring game somehow. Like I ended up falling for the trick where they were like, "Ah, the game's over, go home." I think they did that like 5 separate times, and I believed them every single time. It's Friday, bro. Yo, happy Friday to you Californians out there. Um, it's just it's not a very fun game, honestly. If I'm gonna be real, um, like the OST is almost never used. Like there's full on like 5 minute sections where there's just no music and it's just walking, and that seriously contributed to making this game just boring and tedious to play through. So like, I wouldn't put it in this tier. I've reconsidered. But it's not as good as Ultra Despair Girls because at least like there I really enjoyed how dark the story was and all that stuff. Like what made it a Danganronpa game was still good. It was just not a very. I guess it had the same problems, but like I prefer it still, even if these are not comparable when it comes to art style. This game looks fucking terrible in places. Like the cutscenes, they suck. I didn't even mention that. I am convinced those were torture methods used in the Middle Ages. Like strapping people to chairs and forcing them to watch these cutscenes. The 3D cutscenes, that is. But I still prefer this game. Because it's a Danganronpa game, and I like Danganronpa. Shoot me. Californians should burn, to be honest, not a happy Friday to them. Bro, okay. I'll have you know, California got um it probably got like a B on my edible states tier list. So treat them with respect. Uh, don't mind him. He's just he's just rude. Have a great Friday. Love from Metopian. People Playground. It's a sandbox game. It's not a grand adventure where you just where you like go on a huge quest and like discover amazing characters. No, this is a game about murdering people in the most grotesque ways possible. And I don't know, man, it's really fun. I wouldn't put it above. Maybe I'd put it above Funkin'. No, no, no. Okay, no, it's not. Like it's a sandbox game and it's great. It's not like a full on game. More of like an experience that you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Um, and for that, it is fun. Uh, very messed up. I think I felt bad on a couple occasions playing it, and also you can make like these insane contraptions. And I'm not into doing stuff like that, but like the fact that it's like there, um, it's great. Like I'm never gonna use it. Good lord, I'm happy it's there because I know some people are gonna go nuts over it. Uh, I I will release that tier list one day, Frog. I believe me, I will. Uh, Obzu. Obzu is hmm. I think I rated it under, or I think I ranked it underneath. Um, it's decent. I think I ranked it underneath Crush Crush on the list. Um, okay, let's just talk about it, and then I'll decide if it's better or worse. Obzu is not um like an action game. I guess you could say it is. It's an art piece. It's a very good art piece. Uh, like even if it's like not an insanely like perfect like Inscription. You know, a really good ARG, a very good horror, no, like atmospheric game, and also the gameplay is incredible. Obsu's just like a walking simulator, and it's decent. It does what it needs to. I think Crush Crush is a bit better because I really like idle games for some reason, and it and that is very um and that is a very funny game. This is just like um it's a good game. It's a good art piece. I enjoyed it, especially for like the price of absolutely nothing. A budget of absolutely no. Um, and like for the stay at home initiative, play at home, which was great. Uh, got me to play some other games too. Um, but yeah, decent game. Animal Crossing New Leaf was not going to include this, but I played it for a while. I did start playing it um before uh, 2022, so it's still eligible, but I wasn't planning on adding it because I didn't play it that much. Um, but now I have, and I I really like it. I'm gonna play it a lot, um, because I didn't really get that attached to New Horizons because I was only borrowing it, and also I think there was something missing from New Horizons because there were like multiple days where there was just nothing to do. I feel like this game can shave off like two like at a good day can shave off like an hour like where I can actually do things. It's a lot more straightforward, more streamlined. Overall, really good, and I'm gonna play a lot of it, and it's gonna become one of my favorite games of all time. I'm putting it on the top of great because I do need to play it some more. Blush Blush. This game is mid. It's not because they are men. Trust me. It is because the progression stinks. Like I think I reset like a rebirthed, like rebirth systems where it's like, um, you reset the game, except you keep some stats. Like those stats remain and they increase production in the next run. I think I reset like at the same spot like 10 times and I barely ever made any progression. That is never a problem in Crush Crush. It's like in that you'll always gain progression and there's more characters and there's more effort. Like the art isn't as good, but it's still a way better game. And it actually has like full voice acting that you don't need to pay for. And in general, this game is just uh should I put it here? Yes. And I assure you, the problem is not that you turn that that it's also sort of a free game. Sort of. It really just is. The gameplay in Crush Crush, but worse. So I don't like it. Um, I did still play it for like 300 hours, so that's cool. What are you talking about? What do you mean? It forced you to? Shh. We don't talk. What the fuck are you talking about, man? It never happened. Never. Castle Crashers. Uh, yeah, I'd put it like good. Yeah, it's like the top of good, automatically, I guess. But it is a very good game. I actually feel really bad putting it in good. I want to put it in great because there's a lot of content, a ton. Um, I really enjoyed playing this in multiplayer. I played the Ice Dude. You get it because he's like cold and calculated, and he's ice. Ice is cold. Do you get that? That's like every single ice elemental in any game ever. That's so funny. I love that pun. Corn boss. Yep, that is the thing, and it sucks. It's terrible, terrible boss. But otherwise, it was just. It's a very. It's a very charmingly drawn game, I guess. Um, and I really enjoyed it. As I said, this is like an old indie game, and it has so much content. Like every single enemy, it feels like, is also a playable character with like a skill tree, and there's a ton of weapons, and there's a ton of modes, and just it's insane. And like I enjoyed the game a lot, but I wouldn't put it in great because it was just a good beat 'em up, honestly. Um, that had a lot of good things going for it. Though it wasn't always fun and there was actually some grinding. So like that's a no-no, but yeah, it's good. Bug Snacks goes in excellent. This game is just yeah, above the hex, honestly. This game, um, I'll just check on my microphone real quick. Yup, it seems to be completely in. Good. Oh, now I need to check that every 10 seconds. Great. Bug Snacks, it's super well written. First of all, it was made by the same devs behind Octodad, and you can sort of tell that because it's super funny. It's actually pretty mature writing. Like some of the characters have like actually really like weirdly adult motivations and stuff. There's a character who is uh Danny DeVito. You all know him. His name's Cromdo, and he's great. It's fun. It's some of the bug snacks are just the same bug snacks but reskinned. I thought that was pretty annoying. Like it's just and in the late game they start to run out of ideas and start recycling and just that I didn't like that part. But otherwise, man, super charming. It has a fantastic soundtrack. The ending, oh my god, that was insane. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Uh, Body horror is like a thing that they address, and it's so funny. It's so good. Just yeah, it's above the Hex. Honestly, I wouldn't rank it over the Hex if I made this when I was pretentious in 2021. But I am a new man. I am a new person. Danganronpa V3. Um, I don't know. Excellent. Yeah, it's not as good as the first two at all. First two are transcendent, or like in transcendent tier. I don't know what transcendent describes. No, okay, no, it does. I really like the first two. They had this uh distinct atmosphere to them, this distinct vibe that was fantastic. Like they felt different. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's me. I am a good boy. I am a slave to Spike Chunsoft. I bought all of their games. Um, and like that vibe in the first two games, I feel is missing. Even if it does, even if like most of the things that it does are way better, it's still um, it's it's lacking something. You know, like the map is way more open and it feels more free, even though there's like a huge cage around it, and like the palette isn't as it doesn't lend itself as well to the vibe, which was the claustrophobia in the first game, and the fall and the like fake sense of security in the second. The characters were more inconsistent. There were just as many uh, fantastic characters as there were annoying characters. Uh, Terrarion list. I did not play that game for the first time in this year. I actually addressed that in the script for the video that I was supposed to make. Uh, but like, yeah, getting attached to a game doesn't count. I would put it like bottom transcendent tier because it's great. It's really good. But yeah, back to Danganronpa V3. I thought the cases were like, even if they were a lot more bonkers to the point where it's like, okay, but why did you do that? Like even then, loved, I loved them because they were complicated and stupid and great. God, were they great? They were really long, but they like used that time and made themselves super enjoyable. Even if the first two games are more grounded, the first game has way shorter trials, but I feel like it's the most realistic murders in the series, you know. But yeah, I and also the presentation in this game, that like everything about the art style is so good, and the executions, God bless, holy crap, they nailed it, and I love them, so good. Uh, so yeah, it's still it's a mainline Danganronpa game still, you know. I actually really like the ending too. Uh, I'll die on that hill. Sorry. Atomic Crops. Woo! This is another great game. Maybe I should put it like top of good because I haven't played that much. It's a roguelike. It's Gungeon mixed with farming games like Stardew Valley and shit, and it is uh disturbingly like it's the sort of art style. It has the sort of art style where you expect to throw up because there's so many colors on screen and it's so obnoxious, and it actually helps a lot. It actually helps create this great vibe to it, which I enjoy a ton. Of course, I haven't played a lot of it. I think I actually stopped in like the middle of a really good run, so I should get back to that. But yeah, it's a really good roguelike. I'll return to it one day, but it's on hold for now, so I'll get back to it. Doom 2016. Woo baby, this game, yeah, it is uh maybe topping great. I don't know if it's um it's just personal opinions. If I was judging by objectivity, then it probably goes in here. I'd say it's excellent, yeah. I ranked it under Bug Snacks in the actual script as well. And I'm gonna do that still because it's a beautiful game. Like I I just remember so fondly looking into like the land the land on top of Mars and the distance in hell, and it's so beautiful. And I am surprised my like regular ass PS4 managed to run that game perfectly, and it's super fun. I love the movement and the feel of that, and the destruction you cause with just guns. You kill demons with guns, and it's badass, and it's so satisfying, and I love it. I do actually have Doom Eternal as well, which I haven't played a lot of. Uh, it's it that's the sort of game that like it gives you a lot of mechanics at once that you have to balance and make sure you like understand all of them and you use them all in the correct way. And for that, I'd say I gotta train more with that, you know, before I return back to playing the campaign and shit. But I feel that that game is gonna like surpass Doom 2016, like everyone says. Yeah, Danganronpa, yeah. Suck my dick, bro. I'll do whatever I want. This is my list. Hades. Who in here knows about Hades? Everyone does. At first, no one did, but then everyone did. This game, uh, whatever. Who cares? This game sucks, but I love it. I love it so much. It's really really good. What do I even say? I hate it, but I love it. But it's so good. It's like um. So like I've heard the complaint like, oh, roguelikes are supposed to be finishable from the start, and if they have like an upgrade system, then that like sort of takes away from the point of roguelikes. And like I already have enough roguelikes with like minor improvements and upgrades um that you can beat um with just your skill alone slash really good RNG. uh, where it's not just you upgrade and you have to play more to get better at the game, but it's not in like a skill kind of way. It's more of a an obligation, and like dying a bunch of times, collecting as much as as many points as you can to upgrade and stuff. But I feel that having both types of roguelikes, both the skill slash RNG dependent and the upgrade dependent, it helps a lot. And of course that really serves the story and the characters in that story. And I love dashing in this game. It's so satisfying. I I like fast-paced combat like that. I love that. Uh and yeah, what can I say? It's fucking Hades. Everyone's talked about it. Once everyone's talked about it. Everyone knows what it does. What it does exceptionally well. Honey Pop. Woo. I don't know. I actually don't know where to rank this one. It's it's decent. I'd put it. I wouldn't put it above Obsum. Um. Uh. My fellow manly men out there will recognize that this is a very satisfying game, if you know what I'm saying. Haha. But it's also like a fine. Um. It's a fine puzzle game. It's very upgrade dependent, but I did feel I did enjoy it. Yeah, Honey Pop. D- How how do you like them apples? Honey Pop is on the list, and it's decent at best. Like it, it's not mid. Is it mid? I'm actually like thinking about this right now. Oh my god, it's like, uh, it's a fine. It's like a serviceable puzzle game. It's dependent on. It's like Candy Crush but less unbearable. Yeah, the more I think about it, yeah, it's mid. Like yeah, let's just mid. Yeah, NGU Idol. It's decent. It's not as good as Crush Crush, actually, despite the fact that I played 700 hours of this game. It has the same problem as Blush Blush. The progression starts to slow down. And I'm sure that's going to happen with Crush Crush after a while. But this game, I think I played it for like 100 hours. Uh, more than I would have needed to. The fuck, yo, you be doxing, man. Yo, but I can't like ban you for that because you're the only commenter, man. Is that the code for like the secret spice in KFC, or is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah, I see it now. It's a C. Yeah. All right. Yeah, my bad. My bad, bro. I wouldn't ban you either way. I wouldn't ban you either way. Was it actually the KFC IP address? It was lit. Uh, yeah, it's just like a decent game. It's fun. It's a little funny. Some of the references are a bit. Excuse me for using this word. They're cringe. As I think that's how you pronounce it. Cringe. Um, but it's a decent game. Yeah. Ratchet and Clank is good. I put it here. For a free game. Same as Obsu. It's a great game to have for free. It what it what it loses and like uh where it fails in like the story and stuff. Some of the comedy is a bit weird, weirdly bad. What I don't understand this comedy. It's so bad. Some of the comedy was good, but not all of it. Um, In fact, most of it was just stereotypical uh, kids entertainment uh, comedy. That kind of comedy. But it actually is a pretty fun game. Um, some frustrating parts, of course, like you gotta have that where like it's enemy spam. It's the same. That's actually the same thing. Same problem I have with Doom in a few places. Um, like also it had like two bosses, and the final boss actually wasn't good. It wasn't that good. Um, but yeah, it's a fun game. It has a lot of fun guns and all stuff like that. What I say, man? I don't even know like the general reception of this game. I know it was based on a movie. Like there was a Ratchet and Clank movie that they ad- adapted into a video game, or like they were like parallel things that were designed around each other. I don't know. Well, I guess it's good. It's fun. Leaf Blower Revolution. This okay. So I've like told Frog about this, but there was one game on my list that I was gonna make that I didn't. That had to be the worst game I played this year, like the weakest, I guess. Um, and I feel really bad for this game. Yeah, I don't know which came first, chicken or the egg. Uh, I feel really bad for this game because I kind of didn't enjoy it. Um, should I put it above Blush Blush? Nah, whatever. I feel bad. I feel bad. Leaf Blower Revolution. Let's discuss Leaf Blower Revolution. It's like one of the only idle games that people tolerate. Like some people, like there's even like a bunch of people who hate idle games, but they actually kind of like Leaf Blower Revolution. Uh, and I can see that. Um, like there's more interactivity. It's not just scrolling through menus, just upgrading things. It's actually moving your mouse to blow leaves off the screen. That's satisfying to some people. For me, uh, for me, my messy self, my messy old uh, human body, trust me, um, I found that to be a bit annoying. Uh, for two reasons. Number one, I play idle games as background games. Background games means I can put them on in the background, interact with them from time to time, open like a menu, upgrade something, close it. The problem with Leaf Blower Revolution is that if you want to make significant progress, or like more consistent progress, you gotta like interact with it all the time. Uh, and reason number two why it doesn't feel right to me. I hate, and this is petty, I know, but I absolutely can't stand how you're like right out of the reach, no, right behind being able to clear the screen of leaves. The like right before you're about to just clear the entire screen and be like, "Oh, I did that." It all the leaves are back. And then you got to do it again. Oh, it's like a cat catching its own tail. It's it's like unsatisfying and it's petty. I know, but I I don't even know what to say, man. I feel bad for this game. I get the appeal. It's just not my cup of tea at all. At all might be a stretch. Um, Maybe I should. Okay. Add a row above. Oh shit. Uh, make this one turquoise. This is important, by the way. This is the. Oh no, that looks terrible. Uh, not my cup of tea. And then this one is at. Oh! Because fuck this game. No, it's not. It's not the worst game I've ever played. Trust me. It's a free idle game. I really don't have such a spite. Yeah. Okay, next game. Legends of Eidolon. This one goes good. Uh this I did drop this game, to be fair. And that is because I didn't understand why I wasn't making progress. And there are some things that it just some information that it just keeps from you, and yet you're expected to understand by reading like wiki entries and shit about how it works, despite the fact that it never explains it. Like it's a game that's supposed to be like have like a community that interacts with each other. It's like that I get it. Yeah. Um but like really that, and the fact that the progression slows down, of course, but like I get it. Like the progression still lasts. If I had continued a bit longer, I would have made progress. Looking at you, blush, blush. Um, but like other than that, this is a super creative game. It's an idle game, and it's also an MMO where you control like multiple accounts at once. So like you set one character to do a task, and then you move over to another character, and then you get them to do a task, and then you move over to your original character again, and then you complete their task, and then you get them on another task. Go to the other character. Oh, they're finished their task. Oh, let's reassign them, and then back and forward. And there's like, I think there's like up to I got like 6 characters, but I think there's like six, no, 12, 12 characters, I think, at most. And I love that. It's an MMO, too. So, like, there's interactivity and stuff. Not a lot, but, like, it basically parallel with people, but it's like a fun detail. Sorry. Um, it's exceptionally creative, and yeah, it deserves good. Because it does it does something new that I've never seen before in a idle game. Uh, Deltarune Chapter 2. Where do I put this, really? I guess I'll put it not as good as Hades, maybe? It goes in Transcendent, because, oh my god, I was, like, smiling the entire duration of the chapter. It was, it was just a fun, super fun game. Like, Deltarune Chapter 1, I used to be on Nintendo Amino, if you can remember that. Some of the people watching. Um, and I had a list on there, which was my first ranking, baby ranking, I guess you could call it. And I put Deltarune Chapter 1 on there. It was like number 4 under Pokemon Shield. Like it was under Gungeon too, but like Gungeon wasn't even number 1. Pokemon Shield was number 1, but that's besides the point. I was dumb, alright? I was dumb. Deltarune Chapter 2, I'd say that. What is that noise, bro? I'd say Chapter 2, if is like at least just as good as the original chapter, if not better. I thought the characters were exceptionally better. Like, not that they were bad in the original chapter, but like I enjoyed every single character in this game, in this chapter. I even like Deltarune. Once that comes out, that's gonna be one of my favorite games of all time. Period. Um, I love Spamton. Spamton is amazing. I didn't even know he was gonna like garner such a fan base, and I didn't even know he had a fucking secret boss until I like went on Twitter and realized, oh, other people are obsessing over this character too. Oh, the trash character, the dude who appeared like once, and then I realized, oh, that's the secret boss, and his theme is let's not talk about that. Let's not go into that discussion. I'm not prepared to have that discussion. But I like yeah, as I said, I had a huge smile on my face that entire time because it's a very Toby Fox is super good at comedy. Like um not only is he a fantastic transcendent composer, he's also super duper good at game design and uh enemy no character design and mm, and he's so good at comedy. Like he's got like this perfect style of comedy that is just perfect for me. I think I laughed like 10 times. It was it's super fun. Um and it's uh also the Snowgrave route, or like the weird route, I guess, officially titled, I think. Who cares? Um but that actually disturbed me in a way I have never felt before. And I didn't even know it was there at first. So like that, mm, that's what a game needs, man. It's super good. I love it. Really great. I am scared of Postal 2. It's oh y'all are not prepared to hear this. Y'all are not prepared to hear this. Like it's like no, not no. Okay. Oh man. Oh, good lord. Postal 2. Okay. Let yeah, the No Zealand game, you could say. Haha. Postal 2 is praised for its uh lack of rules and just how it does anything it feels like. How many people are watching the stream? 3 people. Not as many witnesses as there could be. Um, I will publish this tier list later, so I'll hide. I'll hide. All right. Yeah. Uh, it's it does whatever it feels like, and I can respect that. Um, Unfortunately, I don't think it's that good of a video game. Like as a video game, I never felt like, oh, I enjoy playing this. I have no idea where I can where I can file. I can't speak. I have no idea where to find uh that dude who I need the signature from. Like I go into the shopping mall and I'm like, "Oh, here I am. I'm going to find this dude." And I walk to the place where he's supposed to be, where he's marked on the map and he's not there. And there's like uh this anti-book group who walks into a library and burns down the place, and there's like platforming, and it's not good. It's not like fun. I really enjoyed like my favorite part of the entire game was sign this petition, his funny meme, and sometimes I enjoy just messing around, which is why it's better than Tearaway, sure. But apart from that, I've heard the new Postal game is good. Postal 4. I think that's the Doom. I think that's Boomer Shooter, and that looks super fun. Like that's Doom. Like take the comedy, make maybe a better game. I'm gonna get like completely ass fucked for this. I I didn't play that much of it. I got to like the second day and I was like, ah, no, I don't know if I want to play this. Like not even because it was like an unpleasant experience. It was just like fine, um, for the most part, and then there were like parts. It's just like it's not a great game. I'm sorry. I wouldn't place it up above UDG, honestly. Um, but yeah, let's just get away with that. Get away from that as soon as we can. Uh, Gungeon, exit the Gungeon. As mentioned, I quite enjoy the original Enter the Gungeon. Shit. I keep making that mistake. I'm so sorry. This game is it is good? No, decent. It's like a decent game. Um there's this upwards dodge roll you can do in this game. It's necessary. I get why they added it. That being said, I just spammed that button. I just spammed that command. I just jumped. I just upwards dodge rolled, I guess, for the entire game, and then I won it like my fifth run at the latest. You know how fucking long it took me to beat the original Gungeon for the first time? It took me like, and I get it. I have experience, but like this is a completely different game, basically. Uh, I think it took me like up and I couldn't beat the game until I had rainbow runs. Like now I can beat the game, of course, without rainbow runs because like experience, of course. But like this is a different game. But I still enjoyed it. It was still fun. It still had like that charm. You can tell it's a Gungeon game, and like I only cleared it with like one character. It has no multiplayer. That sucks. I I sort of get it, and like if I looked into it more, it would probably make like perfect sense why they didn't have that. But like from what I played, it's it's good. It's good. It's decent. I just goes Crush Crush because I have a bias, as I said. Wander Song. Wander Song gets. Okay, this is an interesting one. Okay, so Wander Song is um a game about is a game that accomplishes what it sets out to do. It's like Obzu, basically. It's uh I do think it has a lot of really interesting and fun gameplay. And I think the soundtrack is incredible. It really services like the fact that you are a bard and music is your gimmick, man. It's pretty obvious, you know. I thought I think it was the fourth chapter. I I completely vibed with that shit. It was like an entire chapter where after you got like really sad in the last at the ending of the last chapter, you're uh you're like in this gray town and you have to like assemble a bunch of friends to like take down a factory and like you get more and more happy and then you get like super motivated to continue your quest and it's beautiful and it's super well composed. And then the next chapter and you just start to realize, oh, this is going a bit slow, isn't it? Like I think there's like 7 chapters and I didn't even clear the 5th one. because I thought it was boring after like that super good fourth chapter, and you get to the fifth one, and it's just eh, it drags on, and concept's not really that good. It's like two. I think it's like a rich town and a poor town. Um, and like there's conflict. I can't even remember, man. But I'm definitely returning to this game one day. Um, I guess I'll put it above Eidolon, above Castle Crashers. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'd place it. Because like the soundtrack really is good, and I haven't even talked about about the first few chapters, but I really liked what they did. Um, so yeah, it's good. This one is interesting. Okay, this is what I've been waiting for, by the way. Genshin Impact. Let's talk about Genshin Impact, shall we? I have talked about this game on Twitter pretty much extensively, I think. But let me just say, um, I'll place it first so it makes sense. Uh, there, yeah, mid, top of mid, cause okay, so Breath of the Wild. People like Breath of the Wild, right? Good game. People like it. Um, so this is Breath of the Wild, except the combat, like outside of just being outside of having these like multiple opportunities to do other things, which like it sort of removes, like it's a lot lighter in this game, but the combat itself is good enough where I can excuse that completely, because like there's like interaction between like status effect and stuff, and it's fun, and the exploration, it's not quite as good as I've heard Breath of the Wild says. I haven't completely played Breath of the Wild. I've played some of it, but not to the end. Uh, I have a limited budget. I can't just buy Switch games. Sadly, not a lot of them, at least. Um, and that exploration isn't quite as good as Breath of the Wild's, of course, but like I still really enjoyed the exploration in this game. It's just a shame. It really is a shame. Also, yeah, one last positive thing before I get into the less than fortunate things. Uh, this is a good looking game. When it's not like having rendering problems, I think it had rendering problems. Like maybe I'm just mixing it up with Borderlands 3, which I did play like in at the start of the year. Uh, this year, I mean, of course. Um, but it's a good looking game. I like the art style. And now let's get to the negative things. I hate every single character in this game. They are so annoying. They're fucking brainlets. There's a bunch of side quests with them. Even the main quest, it's like I wish I cared, but I don't care at all. And like the side quest, which you're forced to do, by the way, you're forced to do the main quest and the side quests to like gain experience, just so you can like do more of the main quest, just so you can unlock more of the map. Like I think unlocked the entire map of like up to Leeway when I had to start grinding because I was out of side quests and I was out of good like grinding stones. I can't even remember that well, but it was like a really good grinding method or a really good method of gaining experience. I don't know if it was even counted as grinding, but I had no like solid way to gain experience. So like, what do? I gotta grind. I think, or maybe I need to pay up. I honestly just lost interest there because I don't want to do that. I want to explore. I want to explore. I don't want to do. I don't want. I don't want anything to do with that dumb fucking with those dumb side quests, that dumb main story, and also on top of that, fuck MiHoYo, fuck them. Uh, it's a gotcha game. Uh, so like it has gotcha problems. Very, it's it's a gotcha game. I mean, pay to wins, bad, and all that. I honestly wasn't even that bothered by that. It was just like the main quest and the side quests. I just didn't care. I don't care about these characters. That is also a problem with the gotcha element because like there's characters and you gotta pay for them, real money, and I just don't care. So like, and that's why I kind of don't care about the gotcha element either. Like, but yeah, it's like top of mid, but it's not fantastic. It's not. It's overrated. Uh, uh, there's some people who just haven't played the game and say like, ah, it's the worst game ever made. It's gotcha. I think I was actually like that before I played the game, and now I like understand. It's a solid game at places, but man, it fucks up in a few places. Like, damn. So yeah, it's mid. Sadly, cry about it. Night in the Woods. It's like Wander Song. It's eerily enough, like an airy amount, like Wander Song. Uh, I wouldn't say it has as big of a like a length problem. Um, I did feel a bit um bored around the middle. But thankfully, actually, that was just when they started like introducing this mystery, this cult, this mysterious dude just walking around, this weird guy. And there's like a mystery, and it's like a fun. It's super funny. The writing's really witty. Um, I thought the characters were great. I'm very sad that I couldn't do more. That I couldn't interact more with Angus, I think his name was, the bear. Uh, really bummed out. Uh, but and it sets out what it sets out to do. It does perfectly, honestly. Like the mental health aspect. I was gonna put Celeste on this list as well, but I don't feel qualified to talk about that game because it's just like I don't like Kaizo platformers, so like it doesn't feel fair for the game. But um it does that very well, and when it does everything else that it sets out to do like pretty much perfectly, like at that point I gotta say like yeah, it's a good game. Uh Better than Ratchet and Clank, honestly. Yeah, sure. Let's put it above Atomic Crops 2, whatever. But yeah, really good. Also, it has like this perfect vibe. I forgot to like mention that, like the town, like the deteriorating town and stuff. I love that. Strikers. Oh boy. So let's talk about Strikers. Strikers is the sequel, spinoff slash sequel to my favorite game of all time. Uh, Good lord. There were times where I was like considering, oh, is this game gonna beat Persona 5? No, it didn't. Like, it's still lacking those things that some of the things that uh Persona does best, like the social element. There aren't any social links. Um, that sucks. It sucks to see it go, but like it's necessary. It's a very differently structured game. There's no like time limit, so you can just take your time, like the menu screen in the original. Yeah, no Adachi, sadly. Um, Fortunately for me, I did buy Crosstag recently, so expect that on the next on next year's list. I don't have the Adachi DLC though, sadly. Uh, I gotta get this sorted, but it's nonetheless. Uh, it's a Warriors game. First of all, it's the first Warriors game I've played. I know there's. I think so. I'm not completely familiar with the mainline Warriors games, but I do know that there is some strategy to it, and I like strikers. I was expecting like just attack these enemies. It's not gonna be hard. It's not gonna be complicated. It was actually pretty. Like it wasn't all brainless, you know. Like I've heard a lot of people. The only thing they disliked about this game was uh was the gameplay. I didn't feel that at all, honestly. Like there was like one part at the start of the game where I was like, I need to get used to this, and I got used to it, and good lord, it was super fun. The combat was super fun. The bosses were great. Most of them, I thought the fifth dungeon boss was morbidly underwhelming. But let's just talk about the positive things because I think it nails the cast from Persona 5. I don't dislike a single one of the characters anymore. I don't even dislike Morgana in this game. I still dislike him in general, but like Jesus, it's um and like they interact in such fun ways because like it's a vacation. They go around Tokyo, um, and there's a bunch of antagonists, and what? Oh, it's not. They're not just evil. They're not just evil dudes who are like uh bad people for only because of the motive that they want power over others and like they want money and they want safety. Uh, I mean, Kanashiro's complicated, but whatever. Like they have like traumas they like get to see, and it gives the antagonist so much more depth and understanding, and like you get it. And this was the game that like tipped Yusuke into becoming my favorite character in the Persona 5 cast because mm, I boy, some of the writing on him in this game is good. With all of the characters have like great writing somehow. Because like the Persona 5 is not a very well written game. None of the modern Persona games are. But this actually is, and I love all the new characters. I think Sophia's great. I think Senkichi's like, oh my god, he's one of my favorite characters. And I'm just rambling because it's so good, and I don't feel like anyone talks about it. It wasn't even nominated for a single award at the Game Awards, but like the Game Awards are jokes, so like who cares? Like Inscription didn't win a single award. Deltarune wasn't nominated, although it's a demo or whatever. Persona 5 Strikers. SMT was nominated, didn't win a single award. And then Genshin got nominated for Best Mobile Game. Like, it had no competition. And then it won. And like, still, fuck me, Hoya. But yeah, super good. I couldn't recommend it enough. It complicates my top 10 list a lot because it's better than Inscription and it's better than GTA 5. Both of these games are on that list, but like I can't have two Persona 5 games on the same list. I don't even feel like I can add uh two Persona games in general. Like it feels weird. It feels wrong. But yeah, let's move on before I talk my mouth off on that game. Spiritfarer. Okay. So Spiritfarer could have been a masterpiece. And that implies that I don't think it's a masterpiece, and you'd be right. I think there are elements of this game that make it tedious. Uh, and when a game becomes tedious, that's a big no-no because like you're playing video games to be entertained. Um, I felt that Uncle Atul was so fucking like he just leaves. Like he was done so dirty. Like, oh, they try to be like, oh yeah, he left without saying anything. It's so sad. And like the main character never like reflects on that. She never like there's never like a scene where she's like, oh, where'd he go? Oh, he's gone. Oh, and this flower is there. Oh no, he's oh, I never got to say goodbye. No, it's never. There's nothing like that. She just goes, picks up the flower, which like there's no animation for that either. But, like it didn't have to be because the entire concept is stupid and I hate it. Um, that being said, also it's tedious. As I was gonna say before I went on that tangent. Um, I feel that there was way too much like going back and forward just to get like one item, which I was missing to build something. That was very annoying. Um, but oh my god. Okay, let's talk about the positives. Before you guys are like convinced, oh yeah, he hates this game. No, I was considering putting this game like high up on the list when I first started playing. The farewell scenes. Let's talk about the farewell scenes without spoiling any of them. I just spoiled the tools, but like whatever. Like it's just know that you're not gonna see him go and have it be like the saddest scene in the game because it never happens. Like don't get your hopes up. The farewell scenes, like you have to say goodbye to every single character they have on this boat that you get like attached to and you talk to and you say good morning and you hug and give them food that you made yourself and like on this boat that you made and you designed and you made they gave them homes and you oh and you have to see them go and man that messes me up like I think I cried like at like 5 separate occasions just because of those scenes and it handles some fucking serious topics man like there's like Alzheimer's. I think one of the characters tries to kill herself. Um, and like, uh, there's like one of the characters like has like a reference. They talk about how like one of the characters smashed someone's face into like glass or something, and it's like this is a Peggy 12, and it's so mature and it's for some reason it curses, and then you're like, oh, you could have just avoided doing that. But then you realize, oh, that's not how the real world works. Because in the real world, some people just avoid cursing, some people curse. It's logical writing. It's made to like be. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's just like writing good, soundtrack phenomenal. I didn't even go over that. Characters great. Uh, hell yeah. It's great. I wouldn't put it on excellent. It's not a masterpiece, but like good job. I really can't wait for a sequel if that ever comes out because they can really expand on this and like patch out the really tedious parts. But yeah, still a great game. Subnautica. Uh, Subnautica is not a game that I played to completion. As is obvious. It's very scary. I tried streaming it a couple times. Like it's for some reason this isn't marked as a horror game, so I can't say like, oh, I've played a horror game. I guess I've played horror games, but like I don't. It's not my favorite genre to say the least. Like my not my favorite type of media. I guess it's not a genre. Horror game. Horror is not a genre. It's like if it's a movie, it's a genre, but like a video game, it's got to be a genre, and then whatever. I'm going on tangent again. I'm just sort of like pumped right now. Sorry. Uh, but yeah, this game is both comfy and like it gives you this sense of comfort every single time you unlock something. And then at the same time, how do you unlock those things? Well, you unlock it um, by scanning something in Murder Street, also known as every single area that has the Reaper Leviathan in the entire game, or like the Leviathans in general. Like, creature design is the creature design is so good in the Subnautica games, and like it's so scary. Like, even just looking at a Reaper Leviathan and a picture of a Reaper Leviathan, it triggers me honestly. Like, yeah, you can show it to me. Like, I'm not gonna be like, ah, I'm triggered, but like, it's scary, and I stopped playing. I had to like pause for like 10 minutes at a stream once because I was so scared because there was like a warp thing, and I was out of my ship, and it was scary, and it was black, and it was, and I stopped playing because I had to go to the big ship, and I knew I was at risk of encountering a Reaper Leviathan, and I couldn't. So yeah, like, if you want to look for a better review than mine, uh, look for that because I can't give you one. But I'd say, I mean, where do I put it? Above People Playground. I'm just putting it based on my experience because obviously it's better than what I give it since I didn't finish it, and it probably wasn't for me because I'm mega thalassophobic. But it was free. Play at home. I give it Funkin' Funkin's better. I had like a better experience with it, but Subnautica I did actually enjoy playing it. Um, Party Hard. Okay, this is a pretty. Okay, these next two games are pretty underwhelming to end on. Wish I could end it on like Strikers or something. Uh, so Party Hard. What do I even say about this game? It doesn't necessarily do anything wrong. Um, Actually, wait. Okay, so I'm just thinking. At a roll above. Let's just call it. Yeah, let's just default. Yeah, to have uh the watermark. Um, it doesn't necessarily do much wrong, but I've played better games for sure. I'd give it like decent. It's a decent game. It's like bottom of. It is better than NGU Idol, I'd say. It's a big game. It's a game about killing people at a party. Also, sorry, you can clearly notice that I'm way too amped right now. Cause like I'm messing up. I wasn't this amped at first at the start of the stream. Um, but it's a game about killing people, and uh, and it, especially in some stages, it feels like you're just waiting for a person to walk somewhere, and like, what do you do before that? You just you just wait for them, and you prepare like traps. And what happens when you run out of traps? You just start either you start being going like awfully safe because like there's people everywhere, and you have to like separate them and then kill them off one by one. Or if you don't want to get the cops called on you, or sometimes the AI is a bit broken, I think. So that was very annoying, and also it can sort of exploit. It can sort of use it to exploit the entire game. Um, like it's fine. I enjoyed it, in some cases, but it's not a game I'm gonna complete because I got to like a level that's completely open and everyone can see you from every direction. That sucks. I don't like that. Uh, Yokai Watch 3. Some people say this is the best game in the series. I digress. I prefer the second game. Might be just biased because I played it as a kid. But like, this game is good, and I put it above Sorry. Night in the Woods. Sorry. Yokai Watch 3 is a fun game. It's a good Yokai Watch game. But man, is it tedious sometimes. Yeah, there's a bit of a pattern. Like all, I feel like it's gonna be a pattern on all of these lists because, of course, it's gonna be tedious games. Like what are you kidding me? That's how games work. There's always gonna be tedium in most of them. But Yokai Watch 3, there's like chapter 5. If you have a look at chapter 5, it's just a bunch of side quests, and then where you have to like walk all over the place because there's no fast travel system. And then at the end, after you've done all of those side quests, you get back to the offices where you're like, where like one of the main characters has like a detective service and it's cute and stuff. Um, but like you go back there and she's like exhausted and she says like, "Whew, I sure am exhausted from walking around all day." And I'm like, fast travel system. Why are you keeping it from me? You haven't liked the first two games. Why did you wait until the end of the fifth chapter, which requires so much walking and traveling and all over the place? It's so annoying. Like, there's like this. You got to take the train somewhere, and like I went way too far once, and I had to go all the way back, and there's no fast travel system, so I can just I can just warp, and oh man, that sucked. But like, of course, it's a Yokai Watch game. The music is fantastic. It's a lot more trippy than the first two games. Um, like it feels like a Japanese, like a localized Japanese game. Ironic, considering the fact that half of the game uh takes place in uh a parody of America. Um, but like I don't mind it. It's refreshing. Because like the first two games are weird, sure, but they never get to like maid cafe weird, you know. And I welcome it. I liked the theme. I liked the fact that you actually have like a theme to like the side quests and stuff, and the main quest, I guess, too. Like in the first two games, you're just fucking around until suddenly, oh, something happens. Oh, yeah. But in this game, you're like you solve mysteries and stuff, and it's fun. And then in like chapter 6, they stories collide, and it's great. And I really like that. Up to that point, it's like GTA 5. Um, where like you switch between two characters. That's the dumbest fucking analysis I've ever done. Analogy, sorry. Um, but yeah, it's a good game, even though it's tedious at points. Also, the ninth and 10th chapters can actually go fuck themselves. Oh my god. Like, the finale sucks. Like, this is a tower, and it's RNG based, so, like, you go up, and, like, there's 100 floors, and you have to, like, oh, I hope I land on the boss. No, you don't land on the boss, and it takes you, like, a ton of tries, and I didn't even finish this game because it was so bad. Like the chapter before, you fight a boss you've already faced. You fight two bosses you've already faced, but whatever. And one of them, uh, is like, okay, so it's a little worse. It's a little harder than at the first time. So like you fight him, and then you win, and then he runs away, and then you chase him, and then what happens when you've reached him is you fight him again. Why do you fight the same boss 3 times? I think you fight one of the bosses like 4 times, but it's not right after each other. Like, oh my god. But like, yeah, it's still a good Yokai Watch game. I enjoyed it.
That's the list. Yeah. Um, I honestly think I could just cap off the stream right here. Like, this is a list. Yeah, it's decent. What if I just okay? What if I just don't? Yeah. Okay. Here's an idea. Uh, I s- I just screenshot it. I just screenshot it and then I crop it. I just crop the tier list. That it's that easy. I was gonna play um I was gonna play some TD6. Unfortunately, I don't feel like doing that, honestly. I'm sorry, but um next stream, which is coming, by the way, I feel like playing another game, but I won't tell you just yet, and it's gonna be very fun for you guys, and I'm gonna suffer. It's all good. It's gonna be so much fun. Uh, but yeah, I guess I'll see you there. Hope you enjoyed. Uh, it's been it's a bit overdue. I probably could have done this um or even earlier than this. Like I had to make like an update video, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then I gotta make the tier list because I thought of that while I was making that video, and then I had to do it the day after, and then I realized, oh, time zones are fucked. Amogus, yeah. Um, hint for the game. All I want to say is uh redhead. That's all I'm gonna say. Redhead. Um, pretentious redhead. In fact, yeah. That's all you get. Uh, but yeah, as I said, I was gonna do it, and then I realized, oh, time zones, bruh. I probably could have done it without considering. Uh, uh, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. I got to do it on like a Friday. It was probably better either way. Um, but pretty much it. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. It's been a while since I've done a proper stream. Like, if you don't count yesterday, which I mean, that stream was amazing, but you know, 8 minutes, man. That was so cool. Um, hopefully I can get that stream done soon. But for right now, uh, this has been Metopian, and remember to keep your vibe checked. Peace and bye bye. See you later.